Starship launched for the 7th time, and as usual, it was an eventful flight. This launch was particularly exciting because it marked the first flight of Starship V2, an upgraded version featuring a larger size, new forward flaps, updated avionics, and more. The mission plan was ambitious, with engine relights, the first ever payload deployment, and even reentry testing for the upper stage. Unfortunately, things didn't go entirely as planned. The upper stage experienced a rapid unscheduled disassembly. Yes, RUD, right around engine shutdown. But let's start with some good news. For the second time ever, the booster was successfully caught by the chopsticks on the launch tower. This time, the tower had some upgraded hardware and sensors, which clearly did the job. I'll break down the flight, the booster catch, and what happened with the upper stage, so let's dive in. First, the launch window opened in the afternoon, which was a nice change because it gave us daytime views of the upper stage's flight. SpaceX passed through the countdown with no major holds. In the final moments, the water deluge system activated, and the first stage's Raptor engines roared to life. Starship lifted off, cleared the tower, and began accelerating into the sky. All 33 Raptor engines on the booster were firing, and we got some awesome views from both the ground and onboard cameras. At max Q, the point of maximum mechanical stress, the rocket held strong, showing just how powerful and reliable the design is becoming. While ascending, we noticed a piece of material flapping on the upper stage, but it didn't seem to cause any immediate issues. When it came time for booster engine cutoff, or MECO, all but the center 3 Raptor engines shut off as planned. Then, the upper stage lit its 6 engines during a process called hot staging, which allowed it to separate from the booster. The booster immediately flipped around and began its boost back burn for a return to the launch site. Even though one of its engines didn't light during the burn, the booster still managed to make its way back safely. Mission Control even gave the go-ahead for booster return, which is always great to hear. As the booster approached the landing site, we got incredible camera angles showing the reentry heat and eventually the landing burn. All 13 engines lit up, and just seconds later, the middle ring of engines shut off, leaving the inner 3 to guide it into position. The chopsticks worked perfectly, closing around the booster and successfully catching it. Seeing the booster wobbling slightly in the arms afterward was just a reminder of how precise this entire process has to be. Now, let's talk about the upper stage. Initially, everything looked good. All 6 Raptor engines were firing, and Mission Control called out that the ship's trajectory and telemetry were nominal. But a few minutes into the flight, things started going wrong. One by one, the upper stage's engines began shutting down prematurely. Flames were visible near one of the flaps, and then telemetry stopped completely. Unfortunately, this indicated a RUD, or Rapid Unscheduled Disassembly. SpaceX later confirmed the issue in a statement, saying they'll review the data to determine what went wrong. But as they always remind us, this is a test program. Every flight is about learning, and this mission is no exception. It's worth mentioning the huge number of upgrades that debuted on this flight, including redesigned flaps, increased fuel capacity, improved heat shields, enhanced avionics, and better cameras for monitoring performance. While these changes aim to improve Starship's reliability, it's possible one of them contributed to today's issue. Overall, while the loss of the upper stage was disappointing, the successful booster catch was a big win. It shows continued progress in reusability, a key part of SpaceX's vision for Starship. So, what's next? We'll have to wait for updates from SpaceX about the cause of the RUD and how they plan to move forward. But if there's one thing we know about SpaceX, it's that they'll learn from this and come back even stronger. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Flight 7 in the comments. What do you think caused the RUD? And what are you most excited to see in future Starship flights? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates from the next horizon.